Hi YouTube! In this video I want to show you yet another iNew phone that I ordered from the efoxshop.com. This baby is called the iNew V7. Comes in a fancy white box like this one with some specs on the back that are actually more or less correct. It comes with a 5V USB wall charger, a micro USB data and charging cable, some earphones that I never tested. They also included a screen protector, and last but not least it also comes with a warranty card and a quick start guide which is in English. This phone has a 5-inch capacitive 5-point multi-touch screen with a 720 by 1280 HD pixel resolution. It is an IPS display and it also looks like a one-glass solution. It has the MT6582 Quad-Core CPU inside, which is clocked at 1.3 GHz. It has 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal memory, and it also supports TF cards. It runs on Android 4.4.2 KitKat. It is a Quadband, it is totally unlocked, and it supports 3G/UMTS, and it also supports firmware updates over the air. It has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, a GPS, a G sensor, a proximity sensor, a light sensor, and it also has a magnetic field sensor. It has two cameras, one main camera with a 16 megapixel output, autofocus, an LED flash, and it's a f2.0, and one front-facing camera with a 5 megapixel output, f2.8, and of course this phone is a dual SIM, dual standby phone. Let's take a closer look at the device. You have your front-facing camera, your proximity and light sensor right here. The home, back and menu buttons are soft touch buttons, they light up nicely, and I'm still a big fan of the home button. On the bottom we have a microphone and your micro USB port. On the left side we have a power button and the sides are made out of metal. On the top we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right side we have a volume rocker. And on the back we have the main camera, your LED flash, some speakers right here. And if I can get this open for you, I can show you the inside. On the inside we can see that it takes two SIM cards, one regular size SIM card, one micro SIM card. This is your TF card slot, and this is a 2100 milliamps battery. And this phone is about 8.61 millimeters thick and it weighs about 137 grams. Like always, I installed additional apps and games for demonstration purposes. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment sections below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and please stay tuned for more. Let's start with the stock launcher. The stock launcher is quite snappy and fast, and the touchscreen is very responsive. You can also change the style right here. We can select between a iNew style and the native style. Let's go into the system settings. Let's check out about the phone. Here we can see that it's running on KitKat, and I confirmed it with the Google camera. So KitKat is definitely real. Also right here we can find wireless updates, and as a matter of fact the firmware updates over the air do work. I did get an update yesterday. I didn't see any changes or improvements, but at least iNew is doing updates. Let's check out the languages and input. Here we have all the supported languages of this firmware. Next up, let me show you the storage. And again, just like on the L1 phone, this phone only has one memory partition, which is fantastic news. So you can use the entire memory for installing apps and games. I can also show you the SIM management. There you can see it is a dual SIM. And if I go into more mobile networks, I can show you that you can freely select which one of your SIM cards is supposed to be the 3G SIM card. Next up, let me go into the engineer mode for you. Let me go into band mode, SIM 1, and there you can see your 2G frequencies, and those are the supported 3G frequencies. So please make sure to check with your service provider if your 3G frequency is supported. I can also show you that 8 GPS is working. There it is enabled. Next up, let's try some Google apps. Let's start with YouTube. Let me turn down the volume. Let me just start a random video. Can change the position. Of course, we can also watch in full screen, and it's running smoothly. Let's test Google Maps. Wait for it. Skip. It located my position right away. And do a little zooming. Got it. Let's try a street view. Hope this area is covered. Street view is working, but if I try to go into the compass mode, it's not working. That is because the gyroscope sensor is not working on this phone. But it really does have a compass. Let's check it with this compass app. There you can see the compass is working just fine. Let me get out of here, exit. Let's test the Play Store. Play Store comes pre-installed, so you have nothing to worry about. And as a matter of fact, this firmware is very clean. There's absolutely no Chinese bloatware or anything that needs to be taken care of. Let's test some sensors. This is your G sensor. Let's test the light sensor. Let me just grab a flashlight right here. And we can see it is working. Orientation sensor. Also working fine. Proximity sensor. Working. Gyroscope sensor not working. Sound sensor. There we have it. It's also working fine. And the magnetic field sensor once again is getting readings. Let's check out more system infos by starting CPU Z. There we have it. 1.3 GHz, 4 cores, a Mali 400MP GPU. And here are the sensors again. Next up, let's do some benchmarks. Let's start with Antutu. So this phone scores at around 18,000 points, which is normal for this SoC. You can check out some details. You can also check some device information again. That's it. Let's do more benchmarks. Let's start with Ninamark to check out the GPU. And like always, I'm going to do a jump cut. Almost done. And the score is 52.1 frames per second. Yet another benchmark. Let's test Quadron Standard. Let's run the full benchmark. And again, I'm going to do a jump cut. And the score is 6,893 points. Let's go into the gallery if I can find it. Let's just go into my wallpapers. and the colors look really good on this phone. I don't know if you can see this. And the pictures are loading fast, even though I have a very slow TF card inside. Let's test out a video, my standard 1080p MKV format video. It's running smooth and it has really good viewing angles, but I will show you that later in the video. I can also do a Wi-Fi signal strength test right here. And to give you an idea if that's good or bad, I can show you the Xiaomi Mi 4 as a comparison. And as you can see, the Wi-Fi is quite good on this one. Let's open the browser. Let me go into my bookmarks and let's load BBC. It's loading fast. Zooming not a problem. Rotation speed looks good. Let me try a different website. Let's load CNN. And let us request the desktop site to see if this phone can handle larger website. Zooming not a problem. Also the rotation looks good. Let's go into the camera app. Let's just take a quick picture here. Let's check out some details. It looks very nice. I really like this camera. Anyway, let me just tell you what I'm thinking about this phone. Here are my thoughts about this device. I'm a really big fan of the design. I think iNew sure knows how to make good looking phones. I like the build quality, it's definitely an improvement compared to the V3. I also like the display. I think an HD resolution is good enough for a 5-inch display. The Wi-Fi is good. The GSM is normal, the GPS is quite strong, I was surprised. The LED flash is not bad at all, and I also like the camera a lot. Of course, the picture quality is in the eye of the beholder, so if you're interested in that, please follow the About the Phone link in the video's description. I will definitely upload some sample pictures on my blog. There are two things I do not like about this phone. Number one, right now and on this firmware, the USB on the go is not working. I have no idea why they did that or if that's just a firmware bug or not. And also, this phone does not have a notification LED. I really don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, last but not least, I will try to show you the viewing angles of this device and do a little gaming. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time.